Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. These days, everybody's talking about happiness like it's the only thing that matters in a marriage. People are quick to say, if you're not happy, just leave. But hold up, marriage was never meant to be disposable. You don't throw away your vows just because you're going through a rough patch. Let me know your thoughts and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I love my husband, I love my kids, and I moved to a whole new city, a whole new state rather. Just me, no one else. And I didn't move because I didn't love them, but I finally decided to love myself too. And so for years, like, I put myself on the back burner, just being a mom, being a wife, which is great, that's awesome. But all this time, like, I was wearing a smile, but deep down, like, I wasn't really happy inside, And so one day I realized that I couldn't keep living a life that made everyone else comfortable while I was crumbling inside. So literally, like, I made the most hardest decision, like, ever, like the most soul stretching decision, like, ever. And that was to pack my bags and move to Nashville. I actually, one day I just woke up and, I was just like, well, I can't do this anymore. Like, I feel like I need to do something different, like, other than what I'm doing. And I felt like I needed to find me again. Like I said, because, I felt like I was losing myself. So anyway, like, rewinding, I had actually applied for a position with Vanderbilt. And I ended up getting the position, and they were offering a sign-on bonus as well as a relocation bonus. And yeah, like, I got the position and I took it. So anyway, no safety net, like, no guarantees, no nothing. I applied for my apartment and everything. Like, I literally, like, got approved for everything, like, right away. So it seems like everything had just fell into my lap. Like, it was what I was supposed to be doing. And because of that, like, it really validated my decision to leave. And so I did that. I get to Nashville. I started rebuilding my life. I even, like, started thinking, like, of another business endeavor that I had been thinking about for, like, the past 5 years, that I never, like, built up the courage to do. And if you know me, like, you know I've had businesses, even, like, just saving money, paying off debt, like, rebuilding my credit, like, everything. Like, I got my stuff back up, which I'm, like, totally proud of. And now, like, I'm getting ready to graduate with my master's in public health here in September 5th to be exact. And honestly, like, I still have, like, a long ways to go. Like, there's still so much that I want to do. I cried, I prayed, like, I healed, and I did a lot, like, and I found me. But like I said, like, I'm not done yet, and I'm, like, so damn proud of how far that I've come. Like, you don't even know the half.
It's an evil world we live in.
So this mom left her husband and kids, okay, and moved way somewhere else, okay, and was staying there for 3 months, okay. She said that she left because she needed to go and find herself. Now listen to me. I'm straight up tell you, okay, as a wife and a mother, some days we don't know what is going on. We be all over the place, sometimes our feelings. But a real mother and a real wife, we not gonna leave our family for 3 months. Now, me reading the comments, guess what somebody said? It was another man, okay? You moved wherever that man was, and you thought that relationship was going to work, and it didn't work, and you had to come back home to your husband and your children, okay? You're not telling the whole truth, okay? But here on TikTok, you already know, baby. We going to put 2 and 2 together, okay? But it's not adding up. Now, what if you would have tried to come back when that relationship, because this is the truth. Wherever you went, that didn't work. We know that. We're going to just straight up put that out there. What if you would have tried to come back to your husband and he wasn't available? Somebody else was playing your part. Mommy and wife. I don't know what's going on with the women, but I'm going to let y'all know, to the men, we don't move like that. That's not what we doing, okay? And a lot of women are making, like I say, real women, good women, look bad. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. The stories in my repost. Please watch it. Come back and tell me what do y'all think about it. Mwah.
Men tend to sacrifice their happiness for their family, while women tend to sacrifice their family for their happiness.
How about that?
A lot of women think the grass is greener on the other side, only to get out there and see that it's not. Just like Tia
Mowry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ignore your comment, but it's eating at me. Men throw away a lifetime of love for 3 minutes of lust. Men walk away from their families driven by a selfish desire. Women are selfless. We stay, we give, we sacrifice. We hold it all together.
Stop the cap.
Comments like this would never cease to amaze me, because for one, this guy's obviously projecting and obviously gone through things as a child that makes him hate women, maybe, or he was maybe left by his ex. But the thing is, there's significant research around now that links the children's happiness is directly linked to the happiness of the mother. So yes, I did choose myself so that my daughter knows how to choose herself too. And that is okay if you have done the same. Don't be affected by comments like this.
Mommy, there's a turkey over there.
It is a turkey because, I mean, she's happy, she's thriving. She have 2 parents that love her deeply and 2 happy parents. Because when we were together, we weren't. And that's okay.
Every situation isn't mine. It just might be yours. You tolerated their lies. You gave them chance after chance. You tried to make them happy by sacrificing your own fucking happiness. You really tried to make things work with an open heart. You gave them every single thing that you possibly could, and that still wasn't good enough for them. But baby, that has nothing to do with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect the way you are. Some people are just blind as fuck. They wouldn't be able to see the good in the people standing right in front of them, even if they bopped them upside the head. But what good is that to you? How is that even fair? You try and you try and you try only to receive the same behavior. It's not your fault. It really isn't. Some people are just like that. They continuously take and take and take, and they never ask if you're okay. What did that leave you with in the end? A big ass ball of heartache right in the middle of your chest? Fuck them. Fuck them.
Emotional damage.
Why would a man stay in an unhappy marriage? Well, the main reason is for the kids. Men are willing to sacrifice their own happiness for the sake of their kids. They believe it's better for their kids to grow up in a 2-parent household, so that's why they're willing to be unhappy, to be miserable just for their kids, because they love their kids way more than they love their own happiness. The second reason will be financial. In some cases, men are required to pay alimony and child support, which can impose a significant financial burden on the men. And let's not talk about the fact that they may lose a significant portion of their assets, such as real estate, savings, investments. The last reason is because they're optimistic. They hope for a change. They think that their marriage can get better, either with communication or therapy. And sometimes it can, sometimes it cannot. So I'm asking divorced men, what do you think a guy who's miserable in his marriage should do? And what would you have done differently?
The statistics point more towards women being the ones to initiate divorces, so it seems that while men sacrifice more for their marriages, women sacrifice their marriages for their own selfish reasons. Do you see it that way?
Your family for your happiness, or would you sacrifice your happiness for your family?
If I'm not happy, no.
What about you?
I would definitely go for my happiness, because what is life about if we're not trying to be happy?
And what about you?
I've actually been there and done that, and I did choose my happiness, and I'm happy I did.
With all of your answers, this is the reason why women initiate 70 to 80% of the divorces, because you prioritize your happiness over your family. Marriage, to be honest, isn't about happiness. Marriage is about purpose and duty. Happiness is fleeting. It's up and down, meaning that you're happy at one moment and then you're not happy another moment. Men, we could be unhappy. We act despite how we feel. There's guys that suffer in sexless relationships, sexless marriages, and still stay with that woman.
You have one life to live. Why would you sit there and be miserable for the rest of your life?
Men, we don't think the world revolves around us. Like, men really love a girl. You just love that man based off how you feel. I think the only thing you do love is your feelings. Men, we don't prioritize the way we feel. We prioritize what's real. And that's family. That's the woman. That's the children. So we'll sacrifice our happiness for a relationship without a problem.
Look at Tia Mowry. She chose her temporary happiness over her family. And now she's online and on her TV show crying about how lonely she is. How much she wish somebody would hold her. She chose her happiness over her family. And that temporary happiness has you sliding down a wall, probably regretting and wishing you weren't going off of your impulses and your just ego getting involved and just being ungrateful. Too many women will ruin their families, break up their families for their temporary happiness, and not think about what the family needs, what your children need. You're upset with your husband right now. You're going through a rough patch. This might be a rough year. Do you just walk away and leave your family and break up your family? No. But when you have friends and you think that you are somebody telling you, girl, you could do better, and whatever better means, that's always questionable. It's always questionable. But women initiate divorce way more than men because I feel like we put our temporary happiness over the family, and our children suffer every single time.
Men make more money, they think about their families and upgrading their lives. But when women make more money, they think that they don't need a man. Let me explain. When men make more money, they think about a bigger house, a better car. What are they bringing to the table to make the family dynamic better? But you can't say that for women. How many of you have put your wives or your ex-wives through school and then she filed for divorce? You cannot convince me that men are not prioritizing their families way more than women ever do. You cannot convince me that men don't suffer in silence and put their struggles aside to build with their wives and for their families, while women will literally give up their families for their happiness. How many times do you see men put women through school, whether it's nursing school, whether it's to go to school to be a lawyer, hair school, whatever the woman's interest is, he is working more. He's putting in more effort. He's putting in more money. And as soon as she makes a little bit more money, she's filing for divorce. Make that make sense. Who's really out here prioritizing the family unit if it's not the men? Because it certainly is not the women. You see it even in today's dating world where women think that they make more money than men. So now men need to bring more, even though women can't even go 50-50. It is always the good men that prioritize their families that get dumped for some guy down the street that she likes just a little bit because their husbands are working too much. You cannot convince me that women will never prioritize their families in the same way that the men do. And you cannot convince me that men will always put their families first, even if they're struggling in silence. Okay, bye.
Okay, let's break down the saying. Men sacrifice their happiness for marriage. Women sacrifice their marriage for their happiness. Because sis said that doesn't make sense. So let me break it down, because this is something that men are saying. And so maybe if I say it, it will kind of resonate a little bit more. I'm not going to hold you. A lot of times women, we only think about us and what we give up and what we sacrifice. I mean, men do this too, but in marriage, a lot of times we don't always consider what the men give up. Now, this is going to sound crazy because our needs are different, but before y'all react, before y'all get triggered, before y'all just listen first and then comment. Then comment. When men get married, it is not a fairy tale for them. They're not looking forward to this extravagant wedding. They are not rushing to be with one woman. Now, hear me out. A good man, a man that's God-fearing, does not mind giving up that part of himself to be with one woman. Most men, though, it is not their dream and their fantasy to be with one person the way it is for us. We don't need a slew of men. We don't need a roster. We don't need a bunch of people to make us feel good. Men are way more sexual than we are. We are content with one person. Men have to fight against their flesh, fight against their natural desires to be with multiple women. So that is a sacrifice they give up for the woman that they love. And I know somebody's going to be like, but they cheat. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying in general. Just listen, y'all. Stay here, ladies, because I know how y'all get. Just wait a minute. Also, when a man gets married, he is sacrificing not only protecting himself, but he has to now protect a family. If a cop, burglar, whatever comes to the door, like if anybody knocks at the door, my husband answers the door because he is the protector of this household. He does not expect me to get up in the middle of the night or get up when the doorbell rings to make sure that the household is protected. That is his job. So a man knows when I sign up to be a husband, I am now her protection and my children's protection. Men also know that their resources are no longer for them, they are for their family. However, good men do not mind because that's what makes them feel good as men. However, it is a huge investment in the man. They're investing their time, their loyalty, they're going against their nature to be with one woman, love one woman, take care of a family because they love, when they're loved properly, when they know that woman has their back and that she's loyal, they don't mind making that sacrifice. They don't mind denying the things that they want, the good ones. They don't mind denying the things that they want to make sure that their family is straight. That's why back in the day, granddaddy, even men today though, men will sacrifice, get up every single day and never complain about having to go to work, never complain about sitting in traffic, never complaining about your nasty pot roast, never complaining. They will just live their lives. They shut up. They do what they got to do to put their family on their back, to hold it down in any way they can. The good ones, not saying men are perfect. I'm just saying that's what they sacrifice. Women, we make sacrifices, right? We bear the children, we hold down the home, but it's equal exchange. The difference is men don't really complain about their sacrifices.
So no, you shouldn't sacrifice your whole marriage just because you're not happy in the moment or you need to find yourself. You should have done that soul searching before getting married. Happiness is important, yes, but commitment is what holds it all together. What do y'all think? Should happiness come before marriage, or should marriage come before happiness? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I'm out.